Aloha, everybody. Unfortunately, Lisa Santine is very sick, bedridden. Luckily, she has a at-home test and tested negative so far. So we are going to carry on without her. We wish her well, and anyone else out there who is dealing with illness, whether it's COVID or just a simple cold. Just really, I hope that you feel better soon. Don't forget to drink your liquids and rest well. Let us, here we go. Let me get in the big screen and we can start unboxing. Aloha Maria, aloha Selkie. Thank you for joining me. Unfortunately, Lisa Santine is bedridden at the moment. She's so sick, so she won't be able to join us. But she's here in spirit, and she might pop into the comments. I was supposed to have this conversation with her last month, November, December. I can't remember now. But she sent me, oh, hi, Amy. Hi, B. So she sent me this wonderful package with a really heartfelt note. But I wanted to go through and let's see what little prints we got to go. Or should we go through the deck first and then see the prints? Hey, Deanne. I think I'm going to put the prints aside for now. And I think we should just dive into the side-by-side walkthrough of the Lucine Tarot. We got the Twilight edition and the Midnight edition. So I think I'm going to use these kind of like a dark and a light. You know. Aloha, Gerald. Ooh, very sparkly writing in here. Let's see. I think it says the same thing on both of these. Yeah. So these are the insides of the beautiful two-part boxes. The way that they're put together, there's like a little gap. So you can't just like grab from here because then it just will lift off. But what does she say in here? Because of its connection to water and the tides, it is said to represent our emotions and our subconscious mind. Lucine, the moon, a word that originates from the Armenian language. What we see on the surface does not often reflect what's going on underneath. In a subtle way, Lucine reminds us that all things on earth have a natural cycle. It is ever-changing and growing from the thinnest sliver of light to a large luminous orb suspended majestically, then slowly fading back again to nothing. From the completely illuminated moon representing the height of power, the realization of our desires, and the peak of clarity, to the new moon representing darkness, the time before something, a moment when intentions are set into motion. Tarot is said to be a mirror of our soul, a key to our inner wisdom. Like so many forms of divination, Tarot is a sacred and powerful tool that often guides us as we connect to our highest selves while stimulating our intuition and reflecting our inner realities back to us. Lucine Tarot by Lisa Santine. And it says the same here. Okay. I love the like iridescent, what would you call that? Hologram foil, I think it's called. And then there's more in here, but it's mainly from Lisa being humble about her work and just thanking everyone for the support. So the Twilight is obviously all about the light, and even has the same foil on the fronts, not the backs. Whereas the Midnight has this copper gilding, which actually really, maybe bronze, really pretty. And it's that same kind of gilding on the front here. So let's see. How should I set this up? I think I'm just going to put them straight back into the box as we're going through. So here we have the Fool. Let me see. Hopefully I don't give anyone seasickness. I just want to get in a little bit closer here. There we go. So unlike her Destiny deck, these cards don't have keywords. It's just the images themselves. So here we have the Fool. And the Magician. High Priestess. And I do like that. There's like this glitter to it. Whereas this one, there is still glitter, but it's more of a subdued glitter. Hey, Paula, turn that down, please. Someone's watching Minecraft videos on YouTube. Here we have the Empress. Do you guys actually hear his video? Because it sounds really loud to me. Aloha, Jamie. Here we have the Emperor. For those of you coming in, Lisa Santine couldn't make it. She is very sick, actually bedridden. She has an at-home test, and so far has tested negative for COVID, so that's good. But unfortunately, she could not make it today. But I thought we'd just let the cards speak for themselves. It's the Hierophant. The Lovers. Aloha, Beth. Chariot. Strength. I do appreciate that they're subtle, but I got element and sign. We have the Hermit. So Jamie got the Midnight version. Have you been using it, Jamie? What do you think of the decks? The deck. Thinking about using these as like the light and the shadow, for any kind of shadow reading. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. I love this Justice card. Actually, I think I like it better in the dark version. Midnight. The Hanged Man. Yes, Beth, there's two versions. This is the midnight version, and this one is the twilight version. And B thinks she prefers the midnight. Death. I do, yeah, there's something about that dark background that just kind of pulls you in. Here we have Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. I like how abstract the artwork is. It's almost like everything is a pip. The Star. The star definitely glitters like a star. But here it looks like the star in night. The Moon. I love this Sun card. I do prefer it in the Twilight version of this one. I mean, since the backs are different, it would be kind of hard to mix the two, but maybe taking part from the Twilight and part from the Midnight and putting them together, or shuffling the two together. That'd be interesting. Judgment. The World. There's something about that midnight version that really pulls you in, isn't it? So Jamie, how much have you been using this deck? I know you're kind of busy right now. So we start with Cups, Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Again, I think I like the midnight version of this. I love both of them. But yeah, there's something about that midnight that just kind of pulls me in a little more than the Twilight. I love how here on the Four of Cups you actually see someone who looks like they're meditating. I often think of the Four of Cups as the meditation card. Five of Cups. Six. Seven. Eight of Cups. It's interesting how it's kind of circular. It's like you can never really get away, can you? Beth says that she likes both, and if she had both, she'd read them side by side. That'd be interesting interplay. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. Or even, doing a spread with the light and then doing it again on like to the side with the dark, like the shadow version. Then you get two sides of the what's going on. Right? Nine of Cups. I love this lotus in the middle. Ten of Cups. I love these hummingbirds. Those are beautiful. Yeah, it is kind of a pippish, although it's less pippish than the Destiny deck that was her first tarot, which I should have brought down with me. It's upstairs, unfortunately. That one is pretty much pip the whole way through. There's no, it's all abstract, like geographic or like pattern imagery. Yeah. Page of Cups. All of the little fishies here. Knight of Cups. Jamie agrees it's pippish. So since my phone is our camera here, I only have StreamYard chat. So if I'm a little behind chat, I apologize. Queen of Cups. And King of Cups. This foil is definitely a little stickier than this one. Go into Pentacles. Lots of symbolism if you look closely. Like you get the 3 earth signs up there, and there's lots of little things. Actually, let's try with the dark. You might be able to see it a little better. Wait, where am I going? There's this star signs, and then there's other signs dangling off the bottom there. Welcome back, Tian. Aloha, AAC. Two of Pentacles. Interesting how there's still the 2 hummingbirds, just like the 2 of Cups. Three. Aloha, Amber. So Amber will be on with me later today in about a little less than 4 hours. And we're going to be talking about the wearable crystal grid necklace I made her. Here we have the 5. I love this rose right here. I'm glad you love your necklace, Amber. 6. It's very abstract, the artwork. Yes, Beth, 4 Central. Seven's interesting. I don't really get the sense of waiting. I just know that that's what it means, right? And I know Lisa's very much a like RWS, but also Marseille student. Can't wait to cast on these, says Deanne. Yeah, oh yeah, that would be amazing. Ooh. You know what? I would love to use this combo of the light and the dark with my dark light roots. Oh, you gave me ideas, Deanne. Thank you. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. You get the abstract flower image there. It would have been funny if there was, I was looking to see if there was a little snail hidden somewhere. I always look for the snail in the Nine of Pentacles. You can text me after this, Dan. We'll work something out. Plus, you got something on the way. Ten of Pentacles. I love this like movement. I don't know, that just kind of weaves with each other. I love that. We have the Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Interesting how you have the hand coming out of the cloud in this one. Queen of Pentacles. This feels a little more matte than this. This one feels a little more slippery. Definitely a slight difference in texture here. And the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. That's beautiful. I love how all the aces also have the 3 associated astrology signs. That's a beautiful Two of Swords. Three of Swords, you still have the heart with 3 swords through it. And Protect My Energy AAC says, seems you have quite a few light-dark deck combos. In terms of when a creator makes both a light/dark, you skip the option of this or that and go straight to a combo. It's true. I'm all about the balance. What can I say? It's that Libra moon. Not to mention being an acupuncturist, right? 4 of Swords. That's an interesting image. Rest. Five of Swords. I love the image of the 6 of Swords. All the points are here. All the handles are here. Still get that like choppy water to smooth water kind of feel. That's beautiful. 7 of Swords. That's interesting. Deanne says, that's me as well. Gotta have both or all of a set. Completist. And then Protect My Energy Ace. He says, balance of light/dark and family as well. If a deck has a sister deck, who am I to break up a family? I'm similar, so again, no judgment. No judgment. Who's judging? No one's judging. There's the 8 of Swords. I can see how there's like bands kind of holding the swords. Looks almost like barbed wire in a way. I think it's supposed to be like bands of energy. Nine of Swords. Oh, interesting. You still kind of get that vibe of someone sitting upright because of the one sword that's upright. Ooh, I love this 10 of Swords. Kind of fanned out like that. Page of Swords. Knight. Queen. I noticed that the Queen is always the same figure as the page. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. Bye, AAC. Hope I see you soon. And King of Swords. One suit left. And that is Wands. Oh, there's something about this midnight version of this that just, I think on screen, it's not as drastic of a difference. It's a different person. I've backed every Kickstarter that Lisa Santine has put out there because I got the Destiny deck via the Kickstarter. I did the Tarot Treasury book that goes with Destiny deck Kickstarter, and then I did this Kickstarter as well. Yeah, I'm a completist. What can I say? Although that's not always true. I definitely have some artists that I'll take one deck and that's enough. I don't need anything else. 3 of Wands. Can you get kind of like that band that was in the 8 of Swords? Four of Wands. Oh, I love how there's a heart here. It's like that splash of celebration with that star. The sun also makes me think happiness. 5. 6. So if someone doesn't read RWS and mainly uses numerology for their readings, and there's 7 of Wands, I think this deck would be really good for those people who don't read RWS and do the numerology. But you can also still see that RWS influence in there. 8 of Wands. 9. 10. Wow. I feel overburdened just looking at it. And then we have the Page. The Knights. Queens. Oh, and there's extra cards. So here we have the Kings. That's the end of our normal 78. And what's left is the 2 extra cards. So we have Awaken is 1. Oh, and I need to remember to download the PDF for this. Or did I already download it? Oh, I'm so busy these days. And Transmute. Awaken and Transmute are the extra cards. Now, I want to see. So part of my Kickstarter backing was getting prints of some of the cards. Tissue paper got a little torn on this one. I'm just going to slip these out. So I have the Midnight Magician, and it's 1 of 80. I guess only 80 prints remain. And they're all 1 of 80. Oh, that's gorgeous. I have Twilight Transmute. Midnight Hermit. And I'm going to try reading this one now. There we go. And the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if you noticed, but she signed each of them. I'm gonna have to get these framed, I think. Ooh, a little tickle in my throat. Where did that come from? Aloha, Debbie. Ooh, I don't know what that was, but it got me. Okay. So, should I do a deck interview with either of these? Let's do that. I would like to do a deck interview. I really need to get these framed. think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my regular deck interview, but before I read the cards, I'm going to double up. Well, it's a lovely shuffle, I gotta say. I guess this could also be my AMSR challenge, right? Just whisper a little, shuffle the decks. Oops, sorry about that. So I'll lay these out, and I'm going to shuffle the next one. I'm going to do this. I guess I'll just make sure you guys can see it too. They slide on each other really well. Okay, let's see. So the shadow has spoken. Let's see what the light has to say. I guess I could read the shadow cards as I'm shuffling the Twilight. Beth says, I would love to pair the Twilight version with the deck of Celestials by Mahalia Jensen, not to be confused with Celestial Tarot. So it's interesting. First position here, I always think of it as the deck introducing itself, right? Like, this is who I am. And we get the Magician. So obviously this deck is very magical, very much about bringing things into the world. And also just, creation. I don't know, that's pretty amazing. The next card is its strength, and we get Queen of Wands, or Queen of Cups. And so this deck is obviously really good. It's a creator, but it's also a nurturer, right? So it's really good at any of those questions where you need nurturing. The third is the deck's weakness, right? The spots where it doesn't do so good. And for that, we get Page of Pentacles. So it's not very good at like beginning ventures, beginning things. Not really good with like the beginning of something material. Here we have what the deck thinks of me, our first impression of me, and we get King of Cups, which is interesting because we've got Queen of Cups for its strengths. So obviously it looks like it will work well for me, and obviously thinks highly of me. how we best can work together. And I got one of the extra cards, which is Awaken, which is one of the prints I got too. So that's pretty amazing. And then the final card there, the number 6, is a potential outcome of our relationship. And here we have the Hermit. So that's interesting. I think that, well, especially because it's my star sign card. And let's shuffle up the Twilight and get the light side of things. Beth says, seems like it wants emotional, spiritual-based questions, not necessarily strong for practical money questions. At least that's how I read that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Okay. So the light. Oh, 3 of Wands on top of the Magician. That's an interesting pairing. So obviously he's able to, the deck is able to create in a way that's like fruitful for everyone involved. Strength as a deck. We've got 4 of Swords, Queen of Cups, 4 of Swords. So it's really good at like the emotion, setting your emotions at rest, setting your thoughts at rest. Weakness, Page of Pentacles, and 3 of Cups. That's interesting. So I guess it works better with like the deeper emotions instead of the joyous, lighter emotions, like, you know, because the Page is very childlike, right? And the 3 of Cups, very happy kind of energy. So not so good with the like happy-go-lucky physical world kind of stuff. King of Cups, how it sees me, and 7 of Wands. Oh, that's interesting. I do sometimes feel like I have to stand up for myself, but because, you know, I've never been one that's typical to the world, right? How best can we work together? I got Awaken and 6 of Cups. So that's an interesting combo. Awaken, Nostalgia. And our final card, we got the Hermit with the Ace of Wands. Oh. So I'm seeing this now a little bit different now that I have the light on top of the dark. And I'm seeing this deck as being one that really helps with like internal conflict, internal mental strife, and really helps you kind of tap into like the Hermit with the Ace of Wands. It's just like all of a sudden I could see myself finally being alone and painting, finally getting to paint, which I haven't painted in years at this point because, well, first the pandemic, and then I just was blah and didn't want to paint. And now I'm trying to get into it, and I painted the back of the oracles that I want to create, but then to actually create the cards themselves, I'm having a block. So I think this deck, this double deck, these sister decks, will be what I need to really finally get into that state of being able to work, right? Be in my own power, really diving deep, because often I see the Ace of Wands as a paintbrush. Wait, That is quite the interesting little interview. I agree, Beth. What a great interview. A deck that has your back, especially when you're feeling low. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally can see that. Okay. So I was thinking, since we do have a little bit of time, if anyone would be interested in doing a side-by-side reading, right? Just pulling one from the light and one from the dark. and seeing what that pair means to you. If you are interested, just type in the comments me, and I'll get to you as I can. Just get these guys reshuffled. Beth asks, so Jonathan, do you feel a difference between the two decks and what they offer you? And if so, what are your thoughts? Yeah, actually, I feel like the Twilight would be better for, like when you're feeling dark, you use this to help get out of the darkness. Whereas the Midnight one is when you're okay with being in the darkness and are willing to really like dive deep and awaken those inner things about yourself that you may have, made dormant through either trauma or peer pressure or whatever. So I feel like this one is more about, the Midnight is more, I feel like it's deeper in a way, whereas the Twilight is more of a feel good. I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. Seems like I should have turned off Discord before I started. So Beth says, that's amazing. I felt the same thing too. I'm amazed when an artist can transmute energy into a deck. Well, I love that it's like, technically it's the exact same artwork in both decks. It's just, but the background is different, right? And I don't know if you noticed, but the backgrounds for the Midnight, it's watercolor, and each one is individual. No two are alike as far as the background. So that I think is pretty amazing. Oh my god, I need to find that and turn it off. I don't even know what tab that's in right now. Anyway, if you are interested, we have a few minutes left. I could do a light and a dark for people. So let me see if I can find where that is. Let's see. Not there. Yes. That's it. Ah, okay. I think I got it. Beth says, and maybe also the intention of the artist is different. That's true. Very true. Okay. Well, let's do a group reading then, just real quick. Apollo, turn that off, please. I got the world in the shadow. Oops, I have that upside down. And 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. 9 of Pentacles with the world in the shadow. So we are all obviously in our own little nests, just enjoying what we have, being thankful for every little comfort in life we have, because we know the world's going through a dark time right now. So many people are sick right now. And we are all kind of in our little bubble, right? The Nine of Pentacles also can be seen as like a gilded cage sometimes, right? Being trapped inside, right? Our little bubble. Without having to... Paul, you really need to turn that down. Way down, way down, way down. Thank you. Sorry. Paul, turn it down. You can't have it loud. Yeah. I agree. That's what I heard too. Okay. So, Beth. Does Spirit see me moving again? I shuffled 3 times after reading. Just maybe 7 times the first time I shuffle, and then 3 times anytime after reading. Just how I am. I gotta keep doing that. Okay, so let's look at the light side first, Beth. Spirit see you moving again soon. 7 of Wands. Stand your ground. That kind of makes me think no. But yeah, that just makes me feel like you should stay where you are. Stand your ground, unless standing your ground is moving. Standing up for yourself. The shadow says temperance, finding your balance. And that made me think of the RWS 7 of Wands, where he's wearing 2 different shoes, right? Finding that balance between 2 worlds. Again, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Spirit see you moving again. Not unless it brings you balance. I feel more like you should stand your ground, stay where you are. That's what I'm getting from these 2 cards. I think standing your ground will help you find your balance. Are you feeling the urge to move again? Is that what the problem is? Or do you feel like you need to move? I need to be patient and, yes, find my balance in this new environment. Okay. Thank you, Beth, for bringing your question. I have enough time for 1 or 2 more if anyone else is interested. Otherwise, I can always just say I will see you guys in a couple of hours. I guess 3 hours or so, when I have Amber back with me, and we will be chit-chatting about her new wearable crystal grid necklace that apparently she's been wearing nonstop since she got it. Beth says that she just got there from California to the Midwest. Big change, and her Sag side wants to cut and run. Yeah, I get that, but their cards are definitely saying stand your ground. So. Right, and it's just it's you're feeling unbalanced, right? Because of that. I mean, California to Midwest, that's a huge change. I mean, way bigger than the change of California to Oregon. That was bad. I couldn't handle that, and that's why I ended up out here on Maui. So I don't see any other me's coming out. So I will, let's go back to just me. Off topic, but interesting. I put an amethyst crystal in my dog's heart center and he immediately stops barking. Oh, that's good to know. Especially because our new little dog is like, she barks so much, we had to get a bark collar for her. It's not the kind of shocks, it just buzzes, like it vibrates if she starts barking. So we have just a couple more minutes, but I was thinking it would be nice to do a moment of silence for all those who have passed, all those who are fighting for their lives, and all those who are sick currently. Let's just have a moment where we imagine the whole world, and specifically those people, surrounded by a green light, the light of healing, the light of the heart. And hopefully my silence won't be interrupted by Apollo's videos. But yeah, I want to do a little silence for all those who are hurting. A little energy work, a little love being sent out. Join in if you want, even if you're watching the replay. Everyone's energy adds to the green light, the light of healing. Wishing all of you an amazing rest of your day and lots of healing for anyone who needs it, and lots of love to you all. Until a little later today when I am chit-chatting with Amber, I'll say adieu, and until next time, aloha. And a hui hou.